As we dawn on the world of VR technology, we've mostly thought of it as something for games, but what if we could enjoy cinema in that way? So there's a new camera called the Jaunt VR, which is specifically used to film films, but in the 360 point of view. And it's really interesting how they do it, because you lose that whole, oh, this is in front of the camera and this is behind the camera, but it's all in front of the camera, so the crew has to hide behind things so as not to be seen. But this is a really interesting way of watching a film and also, well, making it as well. And is this something that's we're going to be seeing more of as we get more and more technologically advanced?
I mean, it's certainly a cool idea for a film experience. Like I think the first one that they're showing off is the World War II battle. Which is cool to be able to look around with a headset and see the whole battle around. Although, to be fair, I think the first scene in Saving Private Ryan does a really good job of that by itself, making you feel like you're there. But this is a cool, I don't want to say gimmicky, but interesting idea. It raises a lot of limitations for filmmakers, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Where's the crew going to be besides hiding behind random props?
Right, so everyone has to hide. There's a dead spot below the camera where the camera operator has to be, but the
director can't see anything until, because there's a lag of about 15 seconds.
Because you're stitching together over a dozen cameras, the rendering time to be able to see that is 15 times as long as it took to film.
So it does seem very cumbersome to create, but also to consume. Do I need to have a VR headset? Would there one day be a 360-degree theater? How would I enjoy a theater like that?
Well, here's the other problem. How do you tell a story in this format? Right. Because they mentioned in the article that the Gizmodo guy got to see an example of a prize ring fight, and he was looking at the audience when the story was happening over here. So how do you direct? How do you tell a story in that format? To me, this seems like more of a thing for, well, I don't think the technology's quite there yet. And the other thing is, I think that this is a thing maybe for educational purposes, like to take your class to be like, okay, we're going to learn about World War II today. Here's D-Day. Oh my, wow,
Yeah, but if you think about certain theater productions, they're shown in a way that's very immersive, all around you, all over the theater, and the audience kind of decides where they need to look. There's something going on there, but not there.
But the director has the ability to guide you in that sense by putting one area in focus or keeping one area still while the rest moves. With this, you could be looking off in the completely other direction while the director wants you to be looking over there.
Well, maybe the director's job is to draw your attention to this area, rather than specifically put you in this
I worry
area.
that would lead to a lot of bad gimmicks. You'd be looking off in the background, every 10 or 5 seconds there'd be a random guy that would run through and be like, "Hey buddy, over here!" And you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I should follow him."
Well,
like horror.
What if there were a mystery and part of it was something that you're drawn away from, but you should be watching, and you can figure it out?
It would be cool if you there are those interactive YouTube videos where you make the selection and whatnot. It'd be cool if the video could have a subtle loop, while it waits for you to find the clue, or while it waits for you to identify the killer, or look in the right direction, and then it picks up again.
Or if this ever gets to the ability that you can actually move in the world instead of just being stationary, imagine it inside a haunted house with unlimited doors.
Well,
and you're going through and opening, that would be amazing.
This sounds more like a video game.
True.
Because I played that Alien Isolation with the Oculus VR on, and I could move, but there's a lot of things going on in this world that I can't control at all. It's just me experiencing them or not experiencing them.
So the really cool film experience is a subpar video game experience.
There you go.
What we're saying.
A subpar video game experience based on a movie series. What? Super meta. As dudes who create films, would you like to use this technology, or would it be something that you feel is too gimmicky or not appealing?
I wouldn't be able to use this to tell a narrative, but it seems like a cool, gimmicky filming experience thing that people would want to do. I mean, it's almost like a ride at an amusement park. It's an experience.
It's Star Tours.
Yeah.
Which you've never been on.
I've never been.
Yeah, it's not there yet.
You can't create dramatic tension. You don't know that the person is going to be looking at the single tear rolling down the person's face, or the monster when it emerges from the swamp. You can't know what people are going to do or what we're going to look at, so you can't tell an effective story, but you can make an effective experience.
But you were saying, the immersive experience, or sometimes the IMAX crazy planetarium shows. Like for stuff like that, I think this sounds great. Like let's see Pompeii going away, like blowing up with lava. Let's see. It's all these disasters.
Your avatar is coated in molten ash.
You want to see spectacle. You want to see something crazy that you want to be in the middle of.
Exactly. I think it's for looking at the world, not telling a story. Right. Let's see what being on the moon actually looks like. Let's look at this.
Well, you know, it's still in the early stages. It's very difficult and probably extremely expensive. So maybe we'll see one day, and maybe we won't, and maybe it will fizzle out. What do you think of the idea of 360-degree movies? Would you make them? Would you watch them? And how would that work? Let us know what you think below in the comments, and please be sure to subscribe.